90 minutes were the better team.
Well, with the exception of the first 25 minutes, when Arsenal, for me, certainly had more possession of the ball, were very patient with their possession, but never looked like they were going to open up the Man United defence. But after that first 25 minutes, then Man United have been in control. They had a little spell in the second half of about 10 minutes when how on earth they didn't score, I don't know. And then, of course, they had that miraculous head off the line from Freddie Ljungberg when certainly it looked to all intents that Van Nistelrooy had scored. But they haven't. Arsenal are still in it and they'll still think they've got a chance. But United must feel very, very confident stood down there at the moment, because they have been the best side and they have been the side that looks like they can score goals here, whereas Arsenal haven't.
Just looking out there now, though, body language says to me United are still fired up. Arsenal have got to lift themselves. Wenger is still clapping his hands there saying, come on, we can still do this. And obviously they can, but United, without question, finished the game stronger.
They did, and the interesting thing looking down there, that Giggs has got his top off. He's been warming up vigorously there, and I think it's going to be Darren Fletcher who's actually going to go off, and that Giggs is going to come on in this extra time.
Well, no respite then for Arsenal, not with Giggs coming on. The memory is still fresh, really, of 1999, that fantastic run that won the game for United in the semi-final replay. One of the great goals of all time.
Yeah, I would think if I was Lauren that Giggs would be the last person I'd want to see coming on.
I've seen off Ronaldo, he's thinking. Who's coming on? Neville? No. Giggs. He's a hatful for anyone. Just signed a 2-year contract extension till 2008, Ryan Giggs. And that's a change of policy, because normally over 30 at Old Trafford means you only get 1 year. They've made an exception of him. And maybe here in Roy Keane we're looking at a future manager. Alex Ferguson will give him his vote by all accounts. So Ryan Giggs is on, 4 times an FA Cup winner, the same as Keane.
The interesting thing is it looks as though Ronaldo is still going to stay out on his left-hand side.
Yes, you're right, yeah.
And Giggs is going to play inside with Keane and Scholes, and it may be that Scholes goes and plays off Van Nistelrooy.
So here we go. It could well be a bumpy old ride. We shall need a sip of tea before I continue. Hang on. It's better clear the throat. Ferdinand for United. Who's your money on, Ray?
Well, it has to be United. It really does, because they say they've had so much possession and they've looked dangerous. But whereas Arsenal have not looked dangerous at all, even when they've had good possession, they haven't tested Roy Carroll, and that would be very worrying for me if I was an Arsenal supporter.
The first extra time at a cup final since 1993. Sheffield Wednesday in Arsenal. My memory serves me correctly, yes it was.
Was it Andy Linegan who scored the winning goal?
It was a replay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A replay, yeah. That was when Paul Morrow broke his collarbone, didn't he?
Celebrating, yes.
Not a goalkeeper, was he? No.
You see, they say goalkeepers are bad. Fullbacks are just as bad.
Oh no, that was a League Cup final. Yeah, I told you memory was going. Here's Rooney. Okay, some excellent play by him. Whoops. I think the two officials in for a moment had a good look at each other. Corner or goal kick? Well, goal kick was the decision. No real protest from Wayne Rooney.
Assistant referee had his flag in 3 different positions and he wasn't sure where to put it.
I could tell. Sven-Goran Eriksson, Ray's boss, looking on here. Ray will be waving. Here's Ferdinand. Plenty of contenders for England contention, that's for sure. Arsenal jersey though, looking round.
The Arsenal end, the supporters at the Arsenal end have gone very quiet in this last half an hour.
Well, the Gunners were outgunned, no two ways about it. But do not write them off yet. Reyes. Van Persie, who can be deadly in front of goal. The young Dutchman. The new Dennis Bergkamp, they say. Different qualities, maybe. But no doubt about his potential. Here's Kolo Touré. There will be spaces now, room to manoeuvre in as the game opens up and the legs get tireder. Gilberto. Nowhere near Van Persie. Ferdinand to Keane. Now Paul Scholes. The man whose goal, remember, divided the two teams in last season's semi-final. Ferdinand. Here's Keane. Little flick by Giggs. He's so keen, he's been saying this week, to score an FA Cup final goal. Playing in his sixth final. Reyes to Pires. Now to Ljungberg. Another who has an uncertain future at Highbury, Philip Ljungberg. Nothing's been settled. He's got another year to go in his contract. Sylvestre to Ruud van Nistelrooy. Stories always seem to surface at this time of year about whether or not he'll be staying. Certainly remember them last year. Ryan Giggs played it towards Van Nistelrooy. Senderos held his nerve though. And he's playing well, the young man, to justify Wenger's decision to play him rather than Sol Campbell. Now Reyes. Away from Scholes. Maybe a little too easily. Ljungberg. Here's Pires. The match winner in 2003. Laurent to Vieira. He's got Cole away to his left. Rooney had come back though to close the space down. Senderos. The pace has noticeably slackened, as it would do on this stamina-sapping surface. So much at stake. Reyes to Cole. He's had his work cut out just containing Wayne Rooney. Gilberto. Plenty of passes being strung around here by Arsenal. No penetration though.
No, exactly. Yes, going nowhere at the moment.
Senderos to Gilberto. It's like a training match at the moment. Can somebody spark it into life? Kolo Touré to Van Persie. He's earned himself a free kick with his perseverance there. Into double figures with his goals for Arsenal this season, including 3 in the FA Cup. He is the top scorer, in fact, in this competition for the Gunners. And he might fancy a piece of this. Fair way out. Reyes has wandered across as well to join Pires and Robin Van.
That Roy Carroll should be defending, but he still defended it well.
Arsenal hopes are raised. Pires. Now Laurent. Nobody's really picked him up. On to Gilberto. That was Ferdinand. Managing to smuggle it out. Laurent confronted by Scholes. Ever eager in the midfield, as is Keane.
That's a marvellous tackle by Roy Keane. He was talk about commitment. There was only ever going to be one winner of that ball there, and that was Roy Keane.
He's had a go at his teammates, hasn't he, this season, about their lack of commitment sometimes, lack of work rate. He said you need those two things for all the talent you have. Youngberg. This is promising now for Arsenal. Just clipped the heel, though, of Rio Ferdinand. Where's Brown? Got some pace back there, haven't they, with Sylvestre and Ferdinand and Brown.
Yes, that's why they're allowed to push up the field so much when they want to, because they've got so much pace that there's only somebody like, in this Arsenal side, there's only somebody like Reyes who could actually get the other side of them with the pace.
Vieira with Setneros. He has given certainly a nerveless display back there for Arsenal. And it hasn't been easy at times keeping United at bay. Kolo Touré aiming for Van Persie. That was Sylvestre. Now then to Quinton Fortune, the South African. On to Van Nistelrooy. Good delivery for Giggs. Enough said. So many honours during his time at Old Trafford. Ryan Giggs. Now they've cast him as yet another potential match winner. United haven't lost in the FA Cup since Arsenal beat them back in 2003. Van Persie. Sylvestre was snapping away at him. Keane inevitably in the vicinity as well. Roy Keane rolled on for Ferdinand. The tempo's dropped, but the intrigue certainly hasn't. Cristiano Ronaldo. Forced infield then by Lauren. Keane to Giggs. Still Ryan Giggs. Van Nistelrooy. Shot for handball. And referee Rob Stiles well placed there to see what happened. He's shaking his head, smiling as well. Out by Touré. In goes Keane. Van Nistelrooy to Giggs. And now Rooney. And a very, very important challenge by Ashley Cole. More frustration for Rooney. They were really stretched then, Arsenal.
Oh, they certainly were. Here's the handball situation, and it was never a handball. Great decision by Rob Stiles. At first look, it looked like his hand went towards the ball, but it obviously hit him in the stomach, nowhere near handball.
The referee has got it right again. Don't think he's got too much wrong. It's driven in by Scholes towards Keane. Vieira never too far away. Yes, and certainly in his time with Manchester United, he has been one of Europe's deadliest finishers. He's had chances today to enhance his reputation, but he's failed, so far anyway. Here's Scholes digging in that pass for Giggs. No handball again, massive shout. Kolo Touré, the most relieved man in the place. Hard to see from here, and it was straight at him anyway. Not sure what sort of view Rob Stiles had of it.
You have to say Touré and Lauren look very tired players at the moment. Their body language is awful at the moment. They're having a go at different people, and it really is. I mean, it was to his hand.
That's handball. I think he's a very, very lucky man. Colo Torre. Giggs was leading the protest there, having a go at Rob Stiles. It's a let-off for Arsenal, who now want to bring on their other Brazilian player, Edu, and it will be in place of Robert Pires. Edu is, by all accounts, heading for the exit. But he might just be the man, as you were suggesting earlier, Ray, who could turn this their way.
Well, it surprises me that hasn't happened earlier, because for me, Pires has been very disappointing. We've not seen the real Robert Pires there today, and certainly I'm surprised that Edu has not come on earlier, because certainly towards the back end of the season, when he's been used as a substitute, he's done extremely well for Arsenal.
And finally, Sir Alex Ferguson will probably accept now that Thierry Henry is not going to come on in this final. Well, they're getting tired now. Fatigue is setting in. It's painful for Reyes. Sure, Scholes did that much wrong, but maybe another angle would suggest otherwise. Well, he's played his last trump card now. Lundberg on, Van Persie on, and now Edu as well. Different stories emerging from Highbury as to why Edu isn't staying. He says he wasn't offered the right contract. Arsenal will probably tell you something completely different, but it does seem he's on his way, and that's a shame, because he's added a lot to the English game, I felt.
He has. He's an excellent player. He's got a great left foot, and he gets around the field well. And he's forced himself into the Brazilian team as well. And that's not easy to do.
Well, his team unquestionably are on top in terms of possession. At least they have been. That is the end of the first period of extra time. And it's still, Ray Clements alongside me here, is a very, very tough one to call. But United have had so many chances now.
Well, that's the only worrying thing for United. They've had so many chances that they haven't stuck one of them in yet. And as Arsenal showed in that first half of extra time, they've struggled to cope. They've looked disjointed at the back at the moment, but they did have a free kick which forced Roy Carroll into a good save, and they're still capable of winning it. But if you look at the two sides at the moment, then Man United are by far the better side, as well also by Lehmann.
Got really strong hands behind it, the German international goalkeeper. Who'd be a manager in situations like this? One of these two managers is going to end the season without a trophy. But they have given us such an absorbing game here. It's hard to believe it's goalless. So here we go. The last 15 minutes, if they still can't settle it, we're down to a penalty shootout. The FA Cup, just about the only major event around the world that hasn't had one. Maybe today's the day. Nothing I can bear to watch. Here's Van Nistelrooy. Up to Giggs, in full flow. Rooney's coming round the back. Van Nistelrooy! Over-elaborating?
Well, for me, I don't know what he was trying to do there. It was a simple, just put your foot through the ball.
Here comes Reyes on the rebound. Robin Van Persie. Arsenal with 4 up here, including Edu, who wants to bow out in style. Says he was really moved by the response of the Arsenal fans in what may well have been his final league game. They even let him take a penalty at the end of that 7-goal thrashing of Everton. One of the great displays, I didn't see the match, but I gather one of the great performances since the Premiership started. Everton, who of course finished 4th in the Premiership, completely played off the park. Different story today. Vieira. Now Philippe Ljungberg. What have Arsenal got left in the locker? Edu. That took a deflection off Brown. Ronaldo. He's given it away. He was careless then, the Portuguese. Here's Van Persie skipping past one challenge, but not that of Rio Ferdinand. So sturdy, so obdurate at the back. Wayne Rooney.
50-50 ball, and certainly Lehmann showed his commitment to get there first.
You used to comb your hair when you made a tackle like that. Make sure the cameras are watching. They do. Now Cole. Reyes. Cross comes Rio Ferdinand. I think the United fans wanting a strong performance from Rio today, bearing in mind his delaying of signing a contract. Kolo Touré. In fairness to Ferdinand, he has played very well. Senderos to Edu. Now Vieira. Away from Van Nistelrooy. Here's Van Persie. Youngberg. Trying to stretch United down that Arsenal right. Laid off to Patrick Vieira. And then Gilberto, who scored here in the Community Shield against United. This is Cole. That goes Youngberg. Free kick to Arsenal. Much to his dismay and disbelief. Reyes. Van Persie. Looking for Reyes again. Crunching collision with Mikael Silvestre, who, remember, was sent off at Highbury in the Premiership this season.
Yeah, it's a silly tackle. And again, Reyes was booked for one silly challenge in the second half, and now he's gone in for another one. I don't think Rob Stiles will send him off, but again, I think he's going to be saying to him, one more of those silly challenges, and I don't care whether it's the second half of extra time in the cup final or not, you're going down the tunnel.
Only one player in FA Cup history has ever been sent off in the final, Kevin Moran, back in 1985, of Manchester United. Sensible refereeing, I think, though.
No, it was, yes, but I think hopefully he's made the point to Reyes, look, you know, I've let you off this time, but there won't be a next time.
I also thought the sparks were going to fly because Silvestre looked as if he was about to react, and he's been booked as well. Up goes Van Nistelrooy with Touré. On by Keane to Ronaldo. Scholes making his way up as well. They've got three in there anyway. That went behind. It went behind. More frustration for Rooney, who's just kicked the ball into the crowd, but quickly acknowledged it was a foolish thing to do. There was no harm done. But he hadn't, you know.
No, there was no way that went behind. And it could have embarrassed Lehmann again because he's come off his line.
Could have embarrassed the lino as well down here. Wes Brown challenging with Edu. Rio Ferdinand. Inside the final 10 minutes. Prospect of a penalty shootout growing stronger. Rooney, Senderos, kept his head again. Very impressive, the young man.
No, he hasn't, and particularly at this moment in time, because for me, in extra time, Touré's looked a very, very tired player, and Senderos has had to keep his wits about him to defend the cause for Arsenal.
The flag has stayed down. Robin Van Persie. United thought he was offside. Not so, still Van Persie. In goes Keane.
He's been tremendous in Roy Keane. You know, everything that's been talked about him before the game. You know, for the age of the man, his commitment to the cause and the way he gets other people to play has been tremendous. I can't think of him giving a ball away all the game.
So Alex thinks he's got 2 more years left in him. And he's shown us why today. Edu with Patrick Vieira. Now then to Cole. Here's Reyes. But he has slipped away from Scholes. It's going to be a caution for the former England midfielder. A tired challenge by Scholes.
I think that's what Rob Stiles said. I think he said it's not for that challenge, it's for the 3 challenges you've done before that I've let you away with.
Robin Van Persie lining up this free kick. Torre and Senderos have gone up there. Gilberto is no slouch in the air either. He's in the mix along with Patrick Vieira. Here then is Van Persie. Will it fall for Edu? No. It's away by Keane. Always leading by example. Edu with Van Persie. Keane's there yet again. And again. Brown opting for safety first. Sylvestre to Quentin Fortune. Ronaldo's gone on a burst down the left. Still Fortune. Over goes Gilberto. And now the referee will have to step in here before matters get out of hand. Now in the rain at Cardiff. Inside the so atmospheric stadium. It's still very much in the balance. Fortune clashing there with Ljungberg.
Yeah, and Ljungberg's made a meal of that. Fortune's got his arm up certainly, but Ljungberg's made a meal of that. But then Fortune has come in with a high tackle off the back of that. And as has been said in the build-up to this game, that this game is always only one serious tackle away from a major incident.
Well, we've never had a penalty shootout in an FA Cup final. It's getting near now.
Well, there's less than 5 minutes, and as I say, I still can't see Arsenal scoring, and United have just lost that impetus at the moment to push forward and go and win this game, which they should have done. They've certainly had the chances, even in extra time here.
Lauren to Gilberto. Less than 5 minutes to go in extra time in the 2005 FA Cup final. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. This is Edu on for Cole. A meeting of like minds there as he clashed with Rooney. Careful, Wayne. Good choice words there. Been in trouble for that before. Got one eye on Cole there.
Yes, no, he knew Cole was the other side of him and just give him a nudge in the back there. You can't have an argument about that.
And it could be a costly misdemeanor. Robin Van Persie to take this free kick then for Arsenal. Not adjusting position, full position in there. And this is Freddie Ljungberg. The man who's hoping to score in 3 FA Cup finals was well wide of the mark.
Yes, the ball just wouldn't sit down for him quick enough. I think when the ball comes in here, it comes out to Freddie Ljungberg, and I think we'll finish up seeing him hit it with his shin. His first touch isn't exactly what he wants it to be. Just sits up, won't drop down. He knows he's got to hit it early, and it's off the shin. And yes, that's enough said about that, I think.
Just all round you feel that little bit of lack of conviction about Arsenal today.
Well, I just think the longer the game's gone on, the less belief there has been in them that they can actually beat Manchester United. After that initial 25 minutes when they had good possession, Arsenal, and didn't create anything, once Man United got on top, they've stayed on top really, and you know, if they're not to win this in extra time or even in the 90 minutes, they're going to be very, very disappointed, and I'd be a little bit worried now going to penalties because they've had all the play.
Tim Howard there, the American, is behind the goal. Maybe just a suggestion that he might come on to replace Roy Cowell if it comes to penalties. We might not need them yet though. Down goes Ronaldo. Up goes the pulse rate. 2 minutes left. Looking for Vieira.
Well, it would be an amazing situation if they did bring Howard on, but they're going to have to do it very, very quickly if they are.
Just looking at his body language, that's all. Just suggests that he's getting himself ready, getting himself psyched up. Meantime, here is Ryan Giggs. Just beyond Ronaldo. There'll be 2 more minutes at the end of extra time for stoppages. Ashley Cole, Reyes, then Adu. Free kick given. No, it's not. No, play on. Reyes has stayed down and clearly is in some distress, as Rooney might be now, as he's whacked by Patrick Vieira.
Well, when players get tired now, this is when the tempers start to fray, and it's showing in 1 or 2 players at the moment.
Free kick to United. A nerve-wracking finale. We're almost into time added on. Is there to be a final flourish here from Manchester United, who have spurred so many chances to have seen off the challenge of Arsenal? Maybe this will be the last one. All hands to that Arsenal defensive pump. Keane over the ball, Scholes is there, and Giggs. Rooney wide of them, but maybe not getting involved here. It is Paul Scholes! Hit with venom, but not sufficient accuracy. Ronaldo trying to shake off Lauren and Ljungberg. It's a United throw. We're now into those 2 added minutes.
Man of the match as chosen by the FA is Wayne Rooney from Manchester United.
Giggs. Wayne Rooney has been named man of the match. No real argument there. Sylvestre. A little careless though. Back comes Giggs. Vieira got caught in possession. One more minute. If there's no conclusion, we're into a penalty shootout. Torre. Now Van Persie. Looking for Cole, but he's only found Wayne Rooney. Back comes Cole. And let's hope he comes back from that experience a better man. Have had to relinquish their grip on the trophy. While reports of United's death, to quote a famous line, have been surely greatly exaggerated, the United fans who say they'll not watch their team again have only tears for souvenirs. For Arsenal, Thierry Henry, who's missed out today, but can join in the celebrations. And Arsenal supporters, it's a day to enjoy. They are the FA Cup winners in 2005. United will feel they've been most unlucky. Ray Clements, you have to pay credit to Arsenal for keeping going, staying in there, and in the end making it all come right.
Well, that's right. That's all you can say about Arsenal today. It wasn't their day. They didn't look right. the longer the game went on, the more tired they looked, but they hung in there, they battled, they had a little bit of luck. Lehmann made 2 or 3 vital saves, got away with the 2 or 3 errors that he made, and all of a sudden they're in a penalty shootout, and we all know in a penalty shootout anything can happen. And unfortunately for Paul Scholes, he'll be remembered for missing that penalty, and Jens Lehmann for making the tremendous save from that penalty. So great for Arsenal, but that Manchester United dressing room must be a terrible place to be now, because they really should have been the winners here today.
So there we are. It's Arsenal who have come out on top by the first ever penalty shootout in an FA Cup final. They have beaten Manchester United here in Cardiff in the Millennium Stadium. From Ray Clements and myself, Peter Brackley, goodbye.